In 1928, doctors exhumed a young woman's body, 5 years after she died, to find out why her bones were still glowing in the dark. Her name was Amelia Maggia. Before she died, her jaw had slowly crumbled apart in her dentist's hands. She wasn't sick from a disease no one understood. She was sick from her job, a job thousands of young women had lined up to get. In the 1920s, painting watch dials with glow-in-the-dark radium paint was one of the best jobs a working-class woman could land. The girls who did it were admired, even envied. They glowed faintly when they left the factory at night. Within a few years, dozens of them would be dead, and the company knew exactly why, long before it told them. Radium had been discovered by Marie Curie just 2 decades earlier, and by the 1920s it was marketed as a miracle. Radium toothpaste, radium tonics, radium face cream. Companies like the United States Radium Corporation used it to make watch and instrument dials that glowed in the dark, a huge hit with consumers and the military alike. The factories hired young women, some just 15 or 16 years old, to hand paint the tiny numbers with radium-laced paint. It paid nearly 3 times the average factory wage. For many families, a daughter working as a dial painter was a point of pride. The women even painted their nails and teeth with the glowing paint for fun before dances. Nobody had told them there was any reason not to. To keep their brush tips fine enough for such small numbers, the women were taught a simple technique: lip, dip, paint. They put the bristles between their lips to shape a point, dipped the brush in radium paint, and painted over and over thousands of times a day. Every single time, a small amount of radium went into their mouths. The company's own chemists and management wore lead aprons and used tongs to handle the same material. The women were never told that difference existed. As far as they knew, radium was harmless, even good for you. A few years in, the women started getting sick. It began with something that felt like a toothache that wouldn't go away. Dentists who tried to pull the aching teeth found the jawbone crumbling apart beneath them, a condition doctors started calling radium jaw. Radium behaves like calcium in the body, so it settled directly into their bones and kept emitting radiation from the inside for years. One by one, women who had been perfectly healthy in their teens were developing anemia, bone fractures, and tumors in their 20s. Quick question: if your employer told you a substance was safe, would you have believed them, even as your co-workers started getting sick? Let us know in the comments. Internal company studies had already linked radium exposure to the women's illnesses. The company buried the results and kept hiring. When workers got sick, company doctors publicly blamed syphilis, poor hygiene, anything except the radium paint. Some women who tried to speak up were fired, blacklisted, or pressured into silence by doctors quietly on the company's payroll. For years, the very people whose job was to warn these women instead helped cover the truth up. Here's the part most people don't expect. These women didn't just accept it, they sued. Led by women like Grace Fryer and Catherine Wolfe Donahue, some too sick to raise their own hand to swear an oath in court, they took the company to trial and won. Their case became a landmark in American law, establishing the right of workers to sue over industrial poisoning and directly leading to the safety regulations that still protect workers today. The Radium Girls didn't just expose one company's cover-up, they helped create the modern idea that a workplace has to prove something is safe, not the other way around. Nearly a century later, some of their bodies still measurably glow with radioactivity. A permanent, physical reminder of what their fight actually cost. If this story moved you, hit subscribe and tell us in the comments which forgotten piece of history we should uncover next.